Anyway, hey guys, thank you. He's teaching Gabe this morning, but something's happened since last time I heard Michael's voice. It's gotten deeper. It's got. Matter of fact, you and I need to sing a solo. No, we need to instead duet. Because you've got a nice bass voice going for you now. And I can hear it all the way over here. So I like it better when it's like this. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, if any of you know the scenario of Romeo and Juliet, it's about two families, the Capulets and the Montagues, and they were a long-running feud. We could call them the Hatfields and McCoys with swords. And they had children in both of the families. Romeo was a Montague, Juliet was a Capulet. And these two star-crossed lovers, as William Shakespeare refers to them as, fell in love in spite of the feud that their families were going through. In fact, in Act 2, scene 2, the famous balcony scene, Juliet questions the value of a name. She says, "'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself. Thou not a Montague. What is a Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, but some other name. What is a name? That which is we call a rose, by any other word would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, where he not Romeo called, retain the dear perfection which he owes without the title. Romeo, dost thou thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself. They just don't write like that anymore. They would rhyme, as Jenna said. Of course, Shakespeare rhymed pretty good too. This morning we're going to look at that question that Juliet asked. What's in a name? So this morning the time has arrived at last. The setting of the scene is taking place. The glad moment. Joseph loves Mary. Joseph's world, though, was now tumbling and falling apart. It was out of his control. Mary had promised herself to him. In fact, by Jewish law, they were already married. But in Matthew chapter 1, verse 18 and 19, we read, "Now the birth of Jesus was of this wise. When as the mother Mary was espoused to Joseph before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Ghost. And Joseph, her husband, being a just man, and not willing to make a public example, was minded to put her away privily." Now, in that day and time, once an agreement was set between the bride's family and the groom's family, the marriage ceremony took place right then. Rabbi was called in, everybody stood around, vows were made. And at that very moment, the woman became known as the man's wife, and the man became known as the woman's husband. However, it could take upwards to a year before the marriage would be consummated. Actually, a home needed to be prepared, and the terms of the marriage agreement that was set on by both families needed to be met before the husband and wife could come together. During that time, from the moment the ceremony took place to the time that they would move in together as husband and wife, Mary was found with child. And Joseph knew it wasn't his. Then came the angelic message in verse 20. "But while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife, For that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Ghost. Then came the name, verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins. As Juliet asked the question, what's in a name? This morning we ask the same question. What's in a name? What's in the name Jesus? Well,